UK to deport controversial Nigerian pastor Toby Adegboyega. This man is not a pastor. People just keep calling him a pastor. Because no normal pastor will be acting like this man. He's just an entertainer. I don't know. The people, he's just a community. He's not a pastor. That place that they gather and do all those kind of things and be singing the video song in their church and saying it is a church. It's not a church. It's not a church. Nobody should call this man a pastor because to me, he's not a pastor. He's just an entertainer. Toby Adegboyega, a Nigerian pastor at the center of a £1.87 million fraud investigation, has lost his bid to avoid deportation despite arguing it will violate his human rights. What human rights is he violating? You've been staying abroad and you don't have papers. With all the money that you have been making in that country, you cannot get a paper to stay. You are living there illegally. And you call yourself a pastor. You are not a pastor to me. I don't know why people are calling you a pastor. An immigration tribunal ruled that Toby Adegboyega, 44, cousin of Star Wars actor John Boyega, will be deported to Nigeria following allegations of financial misconduct linked to his church, SPAC Nation. Now that nation they no be church. It's not a church. It's not. Church is where they wear all kind of things, wear rubbish, sing rubbish song. They don't glorify God. They glorify self. Glorify himself. And you call that a church. That is not a church. And this man is definitely not a pastor. The church was previously shut down after failing to account for substantial outgoings and facing accusation of a lack of transparency. According to Vanguard, Adegboyega contended that deportation would breach his rights to family life under the European Convention of Human Rights (ECHR), citing his marriage to a British citizen and his community work. Oh, because she married a British citizen, you now think that because of that she'll be living in a country illegally. They should not deport you. Let them deport you so that you come and face your music career and you go and meet Davido. You go and join him there. Because even if he comes to Nigeria, I know that some Nigerians, they are so gullible. He will start a church now and they will go. They will go with the way that people are saying that this man is a fraud, is this, is that. Some people will still go to his church, and don't be surprised, he will have a full member, full church. That is how gullible we have in this country. He might even get an appointment from Tinubu, who knows? So come back to your country, or where do you want to go to? His legal team described him as a charismatic leader who had possibly impacted hundreds of young people in London. Who did he impact? Who? Particularly in the black community, by steering them away from crime. Who steered them away from crime? Toby. I beg, he did not steer anybody away from crime, I beg. He himself is a criminal. He himself is a criminal, and who knows what they do in that place that they call the church? It's not a church. It is not a church. It's a community. Nation. SPAC Nation. I believe that's what they call it. Do you see church there? There's no church there. Despite claim that his efforts were praised by prominent figures including Boris Johnson and senior Metropolitan Police officers, no evidence supporting these endorsements was presented in court. Adegboyega also argued that his absence would jeopardize ongoing community projects he initiated. Come and continue it here in Nigeria. I don't know the community project that you are initiating. Beg. However, the Home Office presented a contrasting narrative highlighting the church's troubled history. Various branches of SPAC Nation have been closed by the Charity Commission or the High Court due to concerns over finances and lack of transparency. The judgment noted, he thinks it is Nigeria where you will be doing anything and nobody to check you, nobody to check your excesses and balances. UK is not Nigeria. Those ones, they have law and you have to follow their rule of law. You can't do anyhow over there. If you do anyhow, they send you back to where you are coming from. So that is why they are deporting you. Former member of SPAC Nation described the organization as a cult. Those are former members, alleging that vulnerable young people were pressured to donate money through extreme measures. Can you imagine? Including taking out loans, committing benefit fraud, and even selling their own blood. And you call that a church? Pressurizing people to take loans, to commit fraud, and you say you are a pastor. What pastor does that? And you say you are initiating people, black people, not to do crime. So what are you teaching them to do? What exactly are you teaching them to do? To make money by all means so that they will come and give it to you. You are definitely defrauding people. Obviously, you are a scammer. Obviously, this person is a scammer, a cultist. saying that he is a pastor. I wonder why people are calling him a pastor. The tribunal was told that church leaders lived lavishly with allegations of abuse, further tarnishing his reputation. This is the only thing that we have heard of. Oh, is defrauding people. Who knows other things that are happening deep inside the church that we don't know about? Who knows what other things are happening in the church that people cannot come out? Who knows how many people he has molested? Who knows if he's... Do you know all those kind of bad things that must have happened in the church that it is only this one that we are hearing? So, I don't know. If they want to deport him, they should deport him. Adegboyega, who entered the UK in 2005 on a visitor visa and overstayed, applied for a leave to remain in 2019 under ECHR since 2005. He had been living there illegally, because if you enter through a corrective measure, if you enter through the normal route, obviously by now you'd already be a citizen. But you enter since 2005 on a visitor visa and you overstayed your welcome there. You could not get papers to live there legally. He denied the accusation against him and argued that the claims of SP resignation being a court were baseless. And you say it's baseless now. However, the Charities Commission investigation found serious misconduct and mismanagement within the organization over an extended period. The tribunal rejected Adegboyega's assertion, describing his claims as hyperbolic and finding that he had exaggerated his influence and contributions. We are not satisfied that SPAC's nation's work would collapse or suffer significantly if he were deported, the judge concluded. It further determined that the family and private life Adegboyega had established in the UK while living unlawfully could continue after his return to Nigeria. Before as they want to deport him now, he will come and continue in Nigeria now. Nigeria, it takes this, it takes the lazy. Anyone you want to do, Nigeria is there for you. The tribunal deemed the deportation decision proportionate and lawful, dismissing his appeal. It's good. He should come back to Nigeria. I'm sure that if he sees one building now and he rents it, church don't start with that. Business continues, because that is what he's doing. So many churches are business. Let's not deceive ourselves. Some pastors are deceitful. Some imams are deceitful. So it is one rampant with churches. If people can go to Odomede Church, why won't they not come to his church? They will come to his church. If he comes back to Nigeria and establish a church, don't be surprised that he's going to have members after hearing all the things that they said he did. That his church is like a court, that he is forcing people to pay money, that he's telling them to do fraud before they come and give him money. Some Nigerians will still give him money. So no wahala, Nigerians, there's no law there. It is well. Benedict says, come back to Nigeria, Tinubu will give you appointments. Now this kind of people APC wants for Nigeria. I've been now. Just said, deporting back to Nigeria, a country where there is no law. Exactly, there is no law in this country, but where sins and crimes are glorified. Abio. So if you come back, all well and good. He will continue his business now. Abi. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.